Let's review this question together. The diagram below shows a sodium-potassium pump transporting sodium molecules in a cell with the help of ATP. Which two processes does the diagram represent? So let's review a little bit of transport first before we break down our question. Over here we see a couple images that can help us remember the differences between active and passive transport. Whenever molecules are going down a concentration gradient or with the concentration gradient, it's passive transport. Because molecules do not need energy to go down or with the concentration gradient. Whenever molecules are going up or against the flow, against the concentration gradient, it's called active transport. And that's because it's going to require some energy to push the molecules against the flow. So with passive transport, we would say these molecules are going from high to low. But when it's going against the concentration gradient in active transport, we would say these molecules are going from low to high because they're getting pushed. Here are some actual examples across the cell membrane. In passive transport, we're going to see examples like simple diffusion, which is this first one here. And in simple diffusion, molecules will just move from high to low concentration straight across the membrane. In facilitated diffusion, molecules will still move from high to low concentration, but they will go through a protein channel because it's being assisted. The molecules are a little bit too large to go straight across the membrane. In active transport, molecules will need to go from low to high, remember, because they're getting pumped in the opposite direction. And this will require ATP or energy, which you usually see in a starburst like this one. Proteins are also used in active transport to act as pumps to pump molecules in the opposite direction. So why might that need to happen? Well, sometimes our cells just need to be balanced. Remember, homeostasis is the word for a balance or equilibrium. And this is the way the cells are always trying to maintain a balance for us. So in order to reach this homeostasis or this balance, sometimes molecules need to go the opposite direction. So now let's look at our question and see if we can figure out some key points. The diagram below shows a sodium-potassium pump transporting sodium molecules in a cell with the help of ATP. There's some key words for us. Which two processes does this diagram represent? So you have to pick out two things you see here. So first of all, we see only two diamonds on the top. We're going to call that low concentration. Whereas on the bottom, we see 5. So we're going to call that high concentration. So it looks like the molecule is going from low to high concentration, and it looks like it's being assisted with some ATP energy, most likely an attempt to reach a homeostasis or balance in the cell. Hopefully this can help you answer your question.